Tick.
Willie tick with protection around him. Canan Moodie.
Moodie, you go Moodie.
Probably what? Cheslin and Mapimpi, eh?
Yeah.
And then if you want, you can have an 8 coming back, and that would be Dwayne.
So now, hang on. Would you sacrifice? Because the biggest thing is the wingers. The Mapimpi's won World Cup is with experience. We've got Kurt Lawrence, good form. Cheslin Colby, similar to Kurt Lawrence. What becomes your balance?
But Owen, the thing is, it's not the guy. Any wing can catch the ball up in there. It's the protection around him.
All right.
And the guys, the ability to drop. So Wales tried exactly the same play New Zealand did. Line out, midfield hit up, 9 box kicks up. You could see the box had learned from the All Black game because all of a sudden they all dropped back and looked after the kick at the catch.
But we've always had that net. What happened to it?
It's actually become more of a skill now and a coaching element than just working your way back, because you have to be so clear of creating legal obstruction and protecting the guy receiving the ball. So there's so many nuances around the kick. Who puts pressure on the 9? Who's the first guy back when that scraps actually land? Who covers behind the jumper if the receiver should actually maybe not take it clear? So there's so many nuances around it that I think if we don't get that right, our wingers will always be under pressure, and our fullback. You look at a guy like, for example, at the moment for me, I think Canan Moon is probably the best in the air, getting up and contesting and retrieving our own ball. Cheslin, not as clinical. Same with Willie. If we kick long and it's contestable and he's got time under the ball, he'll be okay. But when there's really, pressure,
he's got to run into the ball.
Yes, if there's pressure in the air, then it's always,
That's why I asked the question. So what do you do now in terms of selection? Is it such a big part that we might even lose a match of it? No. You're highlighting that's how the All Blacks managed to go forward.
I'll tell you one thing. In their selection process, they do look firstly the ability to go up in the air with the wingers. And they know, through 5-6 years with the same guys now, Moodie is new, but with Chester and Mapimps and those guys, they've rehearsed this over and over and over again. And Stick takes charge of that. He's a master of the high ball. And the whole thing starts from the pressure on the 9 when he gives the box kick. And then, how do we block them to make sure that we protect the kicker? So I said it a while back, it's a storybook of events. But to come back to your question, all those wingers that they picked and the fullback are used to the high ball and they practice it a lot. And that's why they enjoy Jaden Hendricks, because out of the 4, maybe he's same as Faf. He's a very good box kicker.
Yeah.
More?
Yeah, there's one more. And I must say, this is where Swys will probably get really excited. And it's how they kind of bring a little bit of surprise plays, in our attack. And specifically from lineouts, from the mauls, getting the ball at the back and not mauling directly, but bringing a bit of a spin element, a surprise element, coming around the corner, getting momentum, and then keeping the momentum. So if we can maybe bring up this clip, I'll show you what I mean. It's again, just understanding. But in this clip, for me, this is maybe where we could maybe think a little bit differently about how we use Mani and Willie. Because currently, both of them are actually going into the same side, which actually, confuses our forwards a little bit to when they hoop to play off 9 or play off 10. Because for me, in my attacking system, if we can split 10 and 15, we always have 2 options to attack from. And Swys will love this because, again, he believes in the 2-option attack. But for me, if we can have more, Willie and Mani, splitting, then I think almost our attack will flow better. Because then we can actually ask proper questions. Now, when Caden went to go score, it actually worked because Mani went to the line, did his magic, and then offloaded to Willie. But ideally, I would want them to split so that we can have both sides to attack from.
Right, I like that option.
And it could, maybe, the last thing, and maybe it could be that they're still finding and learning each other, because if you remember, when Willie and Andre played, they always split.
Yeah, because, the clip you showed now, the times where feels and it looks like Willie's almost getting in the way.
Yes,
exactly. He was almost getting in the way, whereby Mani's got this, but Willie actually wants to say something, thinks he should be saying something. It works out at the end, but you raised a very valid point there. Shimmi, you had your hand up?
Yeah, look, for me, another thing probably on attack is passing forwards. I think at times, if you took a back view of us attacking, if the forward just took the ball, went behind the back, or just linked with the back line, there's so much space around. Because we've got big guys, generally guys try and man up or double hit us. Now, Arceus Neymar does it well, where he grabs the ball. You'll have two guys actually coming to get him. You know, then if he does a tip ball or something else, he actually gets someone to space. The Argentina game here at Ellis Park. Beautiful. I think it was Malcolm Marx passed to Arceus. Arceus hit the gap, offloaded again to Malcolm Marx, and they made good 15, 20 meters. So I think that's probably an aspect what we need to look at, getting the balance between crashing it up when we have to, and actually when there is space, the guy behind in the pocket, identifying where the space is and getting it out to